What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to bring you my latest Boruto discussion on Metal Lee. This is the secrets of Metal Lee. Alright guys, so if you guys watched the episode 3 last week, that was epic seeing Metal Lee in action. Really great to see him, fighting multiple people, showing his true strength. Really nice to see. Well, I didn't do a review, so if you guys want to see, or read my thoughts on the actual episode, you can go to my Facebook page, DT Ninja 831. I'll leave it in the description. You'll see it with a bunch of the scans from the episode. So, yeah. Anyways, I usually like to do discussions, so that's why this is a discussion about Metal Lee, and hopefully, it'll get you guys thinking of what's to come in the future for this character, and, just, look forward to what's coming next. Alright, so, first things first, father and son, or like father, like son. So before we even get to that, I'm paying homage a little to Rock Lee because this is Rock Lee's story by Taira Sensei, and basically it is a parody story. So basically, it's all about Rock Lee instead of Naruto. So everyone is surrounded by Rock Lee, and he's just a ninja that, wants to, excel. And it's just like the regular Naruto story, but it's more of a parody. So as you can see, this is volume 7. It has all the Naruto characters in it, like Hinata, Naruto, Tobi, Minato. So it's got all these characters from the Naruto universe in there. And I love this cover. That's why I bought this one. But anyways, a little homage to Rock Lee. I'll share a couple of scenes with you guys. So here's a really funny one. It's a cover, but as you can see, it's the Hyuga clan, and then look who's up there, Rock Lee. Rock Lee's there. Yeah. So there's a lot of different ones. Oh yes, here's one where Hinata is shown in a bathing suit, and Rock Lee is also wearing a bathing suit in the background. Let me try to find another one. The one where Naruto's parents are introduced, so Kushina is there, and then suddenly he becomes Naruto. look at Kushina's face there. She's like, what the hell is this kid, But anyways, it's a pretty funny parody, so if you guys want to check it out, Rock Lee and Tales of Springtime Youth, that's what the title is called. But anyways, this is my volume from it. Anyways, getting back to the discussion. So part 1, we're going to be talking about Rock Lee and Metal Lee, their father-son relationship, because we obviously know Metal is the son of Rock Lee. So we're going to look at the data book from the movie, the film, and it also gives a little more in-depth look into the character. So here's his profile right here. As you can see where my fingers are, you can see this is Metal, his character design. Basically, the first part says, chasing after his father. And it also says that he is very hot-blooded person, very energetic. It says that he is strong, and he has strong eyes, bushy eyebrows. So bushy eyebrows is obviously, Naruto's, nickname for Rock Lee and Guy, bushy brows, right? He has bushy eyebrows and strong eyes. He has strong eyes. It says he has a great respect deep within his heart for his father, so much that he challenges him. Looks like either daily or something like that, and usually they are seen doing handstands in the village. So we saw that in chapter 700. But anyways, and it also says that he has an endless drive, and he also is study oriented. So he's very very focused, just like his father was. So anyways, that's a little look at it. Why don't you take a look closer at the scans so you can see the scans, the designs better. So take a look. All right, so as you can see, that's Metal Lee there. He looks very similar to his father. Even like I said, he has strong eye. You can see it within his eyes. Really great determination, always wanting to, grow stronger. Really great to see. All right, now that we talked about him and his father, and what he feels about his father, let's look closer at the chapter 700 because I have it in color here, and we can look exactly at that scene. So anyways, let's go in. Alright, so here's the part where he's looking, where they're training. You can see he's right there. So father and son training, doing handstands in the village. So that's what I was talking about, and that's what the description was talking about. So anyways, that's their training and how serious they are about wanting to get stronger. So on top of training, like his father, metal and rock, basically there's even more to it. Because originally Rock Lee fights Gaara, right? In the original, right? In the Chunin exams, he fights Gaara. It's one of the most epic fights in all of Naruto. We all know he goes fifth gate, opening, right? Really crazy. Anyways, he loses the match, right? His legs and arms are pretty much shattered, and he ends up trying to go see Naruto's match, right? He arrives to see Naruto's match, and he learns that Neji has been beaten by Naruto, so he's happy. But at the same time, he didn't get to see it, right? He didn't get to see it, so he was going to be a spectator, cheering on Naruto. Wow. Wow. Okay, in the Boruto film, it's very similar. It's similar but different. Similar but different. So, in the Boruto film, I want you to take a look at this clip because he fights Shinki. Metal fights Shinki in the second round of the Chunin exams. In the Capture the Flag, but he fights Gaara's son. Coincidence? No, right? So he fights Gaara's son, and he ends up losing. He ends up losing the flag to him. So take a look at that scan, or take a look at that clip. All right, so as you can see, it's just like father, like son, right? I mean, he loses to Gaara, and his son loses to Gaara's son. But there's even more, because I want to show you in the manga. Because in the manga, we can see it, too, here. Okay, here is Shinki right here, and here's Rock Metal, and this is where he kicks that, the puppet, or he thinks he's kicked it, and then it turns around and steals the flag. Well, in the next volume, when Boruto is fighting, okay? When Boruto is fighting, guess who shows up to watch? Yes, Metal shows up to watch him. So I wanted to point this out because, look, you can see it right there. You can see it right in the corner. I don't know if you guys saw it when it first came out, but yeah, Metal's right there. He's watching Boruto, and you know, his father's right there, right? Rock's right there, and all the contestants are getting ready to fight. So it's really great that he got to see Boruto, but it's even going further because, you know, Rock didn't get to see it. He was really, you know, injured. But here his son gets to, you know, see the tournament. You know, he gets to see the final tournament. So anyways, I thought I'd point that out. It's something similar to his father, but at the same time a little different. He gets to actually see, you know, the fighting instead. Anyways, moving on to the next part. Hidden talents and family. Hidden talents and family. Well, hidden talents, we're referring to this episode, right? Hidden talents, when we see Rock Lee with the shuriken jutsu, okay? He says, you know, I've been mastering my shuriken jutsu, and look at me. You know, he throws two of them, and both of them are bullseyes. Yeah, that was awesome to see. And also, it makes you wonder, Rock Lee was never that good at shuriken jutsu, right? He was only good at taijutsu. He was never good at ninjutsu or anything other than taijutsu. So it's a little different from his father, too. So I thought that was interesting. But there is something that relates back to his father, and that was his kind of clumsiness, but it's kind of his nervousness. But when someone talks to him while he's focused, he loses focus, right? So I thought that was kind of interesting. So take a look at Boruto's prank, because it's pretty funny. Now we're going to talk about family. As we obviously know the Shuriken Jutsu is one of his talents, but someone in his family is also very good at Shuriken Jutsu. Not just Shuriken Jutsu, but weapons, an array of weapons. And yes, guys, I'm talking about the mother of Metal Lee. Alright, so now we're going to look at some clues that I think will reveal who the mother of Metal Lee is. And like I said, Shuriken is one of those clues. Shuriken is one of those clues. So let's look back at chapter 700, where Rock and Metal are training. Okay, you can see them right there with the handstand. They're training, and they're having, a great time. As you can see, they're challenging each other. And then the next panel, you see these weapons. You see shuriken, you see kunai, you see, these ropes and all these types of sealing weapons. And then you see Tenten there, okay? You see Tenten there, and she's just kind of, just chilling there. Well, anyways, the first time I saw this, I was like, okay, is Kishimoto telling us, they're just showing how the teams ended up? Rock Lee has a son, Tenten's alone, she's, has a shop now. I thought about it like that, and I'm like, okay, that wouldn't make much sense to me, okay? Not showing the mother and showing her alone, that just doesn't make sense to me. And then I'm like, okay, but one time isn't enough to convince me. So the first time I really did think they're together, Rock Lee and Tenten. I thought they were together, Obviously Neji's gone, it's sad, we all know. But at the same time, I think Tenten learned to, accept Rock Lee, because she didn't really, in the beginning, as a teammate. But anyways, I think she did. And later in the Boruto film, it's even shown further. So in the Boruto film, I have the manga version here, we see Metal. Okay, Metal's fighting Shinki. I showed this earlier, right? And he loses, right? Well, anyways, we see this look on him. He's like, oh no, he lost. So right after that, okay, this is the same thing as chapter 700. Right after that, look who is shown. It's Tenten again. And look at her face. She's smiling. And look who she's looking at. Right there. And in the movies, in the actual film, you can see it even closer. So I'm going to show you a clip of that. So take a look at that. So as you can see in the film version, it's even clearer. You can see Metal is fighting, he loses, he's upset, and then you see the smile look on Tenten as she's watching, right? But I was thinking, I was like, okay, that's twice now. Okay, that's two times. Two times they've shown them right after each other. I'm like, okay, that can't be a coincidence. There's something going on there. And I was like, okay, what if Kishimoto is just telling us, through these images that they're, family? And I was like, okay, that would make sense. So, at the very end of the movie, at the end of the film, we see Boruto and all of his family. You see all of the new generation kids and their family. Okay, they're all set up. They're all like, for example, we see Chocho, and behind them we obviously we see Katawi and Choji. Same thing with Sasuke and Sakura and Sarada. Okay. And then we get to Metal and Rock Lee, and obviously they show them kicking because, they're always training. Well, who's behind them? Yes, it's Tenten. It's Tenten. Okay, is he telling us, they're all one family? So I got to thinking, I saw the scans, and I'm really convinced that they are. Especially after seeing all those images together, after seeing the shuriken jutsu from Metal, just more and more, evidence is showing up, even though it's visual imagery, I really believe that they are. That we don't really need a confirmation because I think these images are showing through. So I want you to take a look at the final scan of the Boruto film so you can see what I'm talking about. So take a look. All right, so as you can see, all the families are together. The only ones that aren't shown, Rock Lee and Metal, they're together. But behind them is Tenten, right? Behind them is Tenten, not directly behind, but she is behind them. So I thought it was interesting because that's how all the families are shown. And I thought about it, and I was like, okay, each one is like that, except them. Even them. Only this time, Tenten is the one behind. So, interesting stuff, and also that would make sense because Rock Lee still, has that springtime of youth. He's kind of like a child, right? So, very interesting stuff. So, besides Chapter 700 and the Boruto film, the Boruto anime also showed some interesting things in the opening. Okay, so Baton Road by Kanabun, that opening, there is a very interesting scene where Metal is running with all his classmates, and he's shown out in front, and it's kind of a shadow, so it's all black, and you can definitely tell it's Metal because he's got the bolt cut, but anyways, he's out in front, and above that, you have, his father, Rock Lee. He's kind of in a profile view, okay? And then in front of him is Tenten. So again, we get this symbolism, okay? Of course, it could be talking about their team. Yeah, it could be talking about their team. But then I thought about it because Kiba and Shino are shown beside them. And they're shown side by side. And Hinata's not there, obviously. She's, probably shown in another scan, but I thought about it, and obviously Hinata's on the other one because she has a family too. So why is Tenten shown there in front of Rock Lee instead of beside him? That's what I was getting at, and I thought that was interesting. So I want you to take a look at this scan so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so as you can see, There is a little symbolism there. I was thinking that they are a family, Rock Lee, Tenten, and Metal. So that's who I think the mother is, and those are, kind of my hints and visual imagery that you can see throughout different things like, the original manga, the Boruto film, the anime, and even there is a very good doujin artist out there, Pixiv, I think it's called, Pixiv. His name is Saito. And I'm going to leave the link to his artwork and this specific manga that he created. But anyways, it's a manga where all the characters in the new generation and the old one, they all talk about Naruto. What do you like Naruto? What do you think of Naruto? So everyone gives their thoughts. And one of them is Rock Lee, and he says, I absolutely love Naruto. But beside Rock Lee is Tenten. So I wanted to share my thoughts on that, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's move on. Springtime of Youth. We're obviously talking about the crazy, hot-blooded, type of, fighting, right? Or even training, right? With, Guy Sensei, training with weights, even though he's in a wheelchair, right? And this is what we're talking about. But anyways, in this last episode 3, we saw a little bit of it, right? We saw him fighting against Boruto, Shikadai, and Inojin, and that was awesome to see. Good stuff. Moving on to the last part, okay, and that is unleashing the gates. So they push him, they push him, and what ends up happening is all of them have to, fight him at once, and finally they corner him, right, and they trick him, right, and so he gets really angry. And he looks like he's about to unleash the gates. It does make you wonder, did Rock Lee teach his son how to open the gates? And if he did, how many can he open? So the future, I just cannot wait to see what this kid has got, because that was impressive. He impressed me. So really cool, really cool. So overall, Metal Lee's character was really great seeing in the anime so far. The fact that his peers, his classmates kind of see him as the guy who tries so hard more than anyone else. He stays true to his, the Lee name, Rock Lee, always wanting to do 110%, always striving to be better, And another thing, he keeps to that springtime of youth, never really knows how to relax, always has this tenacity, this hot-blooded, vibe to him, always needing to study, train, and you can see it in the end where, his friends, Boruto, trying to, get him to relax, playing the video game, and as he gets nervous, he breaks it in half, a really great. And anyways, I'm looking forward to more of Metal's development, especially him unleashing his true powers like the gates, That would be really cool to see him training for it because we never really saw the actual training for the 8 Gates. But it would really be really cool, to see Rock Lee teaching his son, that training method and all that. So that'd be really awesome. It was really great to see him overcome all of that ominous chakra, using his own will, using his, hidden strength. Really great to see. I cannot wait to see more of him and, his development in the new generation. So, yeah. And like I said, I don't think that the villain behind everything is Mitsuki. I don't think so. I thought so at first. But now that I've seen him, a first glance at him, it really doesn't look like him. And it really looks like someone just taking advantage of other people and their hatred for things. Because, right, Dinky had a hatred kind of for his father. Metal obviously has a hatred for something different. But he's taking advantage of people, and he's using that chakra to manifest that hatred. And it was great to see, Metal being able to overcome it on his own. So really great. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.